everyone. Today, I want to tell you what is, in my opinion, the number one trait you need to have to increase your closing ratio on listing appointments. Now listen, I was going to say to like 80-90% or even higher. There are lots of things that you need to do correctly, and there's some videos on my YouTube channel on listing presentation, but I do believe there's a number one trait you need to have, and that is you need to be an aggressive agent. Listen to this. Motivated sellers are looking for an aggressive agent. They're not looking for passive, wishy-washy. So what do you think? And how does that sound? And they're not looking for that. A motivated seller who wants to or needs to sell their house, they're looking for an aggressive agent. Doesn't mean you show up and you scream and you're loud and you beat them up. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? I'm going to describe what an aggressive agent is in this situation in real estate. Write this down. An aggressive agent is confident, knowledgeable in terms of the market and the real estate business. An aggressive agent is a leader. A leader is someone who tells them what to do, makes them feel confident that you know exactly how to find the buyer and get this property sold and negotiate the highest price in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. Someone who wants to sell their house, that is what they're looking for. They're not looking for anything else. Now, let me tell you how I actually learned this, okay? This is like first year in real estate. I used to call expired listings new expires, get crushed. I had no idea what I was doing. And I was like Miss Nice Jackie, and these new expires in South Florida, whoa, they were hostile, okay? They were angry, rightfully so. I don't blame them for being hostile and angry and upset. I'd be too if I had wasted 6 months with an agent without a sold property, and then the next day, hundreds of agents are calling me. The point is, though, that I'm Miss Nice Realtor here. I have no idea what I'm doing. And even then, I was able to set some appointments with expireds. And I remember one specific appointment. The seller is motivated. I'm super excited. And to go on the appointment, I scheduled the appointment for like the next day, right? Whatever it was. And then the morning of my appointment, I get a call from a real estate agent, another agent in my market. And he leaves a voicemail saying, oh, this is so-and-so. I met with the seller the expired that I had an appointment with. I met with so-and-so last night and they listed the house with me. So I'm just letting you know so that you don't have to go on this appointment. Like, listen, this happened to me a lot my first year in real estate. It's all a learning opportunity. So I thought, okay, I'm going to call the seller. I'm going to call the owner and I'm going to ask them, what made them list with this agent, because I even remember who the agent is. Okay. I remember there's some things you don't forget. And I remember calling the seller because when I set the appointment, the seller told me, yeah, I'm interviewing a few agents and I'm not going to rush into a decision. And, I don't want to waste my time anymore, blah, blah, blah. So I even though I didn't have a lot of experience, I'm barely pre-qualifying this appointment because I'm scared of asking questions and the seller getting upset and I'm losing the appointment, whatever. That's another story. But the point is that I was convinced that seller was not just going to list with the first agent that came by. I believed that I was going to be able to actually go on this appointment. So I called the seller and I said, oh, Mr. So-and-so, we had an appointment this evening and I got a call from blah, blah, blah agent. And they told me that you listed the property with them yesterday. And I just wanted to ask you because I was under the impression that you were going to interview several agents, what caused you to decide to go ahead and list with this agent? I wanted to learn. And I remember as if it was today what this seller said to me. Well, we liked them and they were very aggressive. They were very aggressive. That's what the seller said. And I remember thinking to myself, I had no clue what that meant. I actually thought like, oh, okay. I just said, okay. And I hang up the phone. And then I hang up the phone and I'm thinking, what exactly does that mean? Like, what does an aggressive agent look like? They beat you up? And so it took me time to actually realize what that seller meant. And it's exactly what I told you a few minutes ago. Knowledgeable, confident, understands the market, tells the seller what to do, instills that confidence. A leader, listen, when you lead, people follow. When you're wishy-washy, they hesitate. I mean, listen, it's kind of normal for real estate agents to be passive. You're not watching this because you want to be passive and you just want to be average and mediocre and do what the average agent does, which is sell a few homes, like a handful of homes a year. No, that's not what you're here for. If that's what you wanted to do, you don't need any training. You don't need to watch anything. You just breathe and you'll sell a handful of homes a year. You're here because you want to develop the skills of a highly effective, productive real estate agent. And bottom line is, again, if you show up to an appointment and you're passive, what is this? What is this supposed to be? The seller is supposed to lead you to say, where do I sign or what? Ask you a bunch of questions. No, you're the one that's leading this presentation. And when you lead with confidence and knowledge, they follow. And there are a lot of other things that you need to do correctly on an appointment. But quite honestly, I believe this is the number one trait. And confidence, even if you are a brand new agent. I want you to pretend that you're an actor or an actress. And you're preparing and rehearsing to play the part of a very confident agent on a presentation. Even if you have zero confidence, can you show up and I guess I'm going to say pretend, act as if you are very confident? Absolutely, 100%. And by the way, energy and enthusiasm and passion, that's going to go a long way to make up for your lack of skills or even knowledge of the market. Knowledge of the market, you can gain powerful knowledge very quickly as a brand new agent. Energy, enthusiasm, passion, that goes a long way. Remember, people make decisions when they're excited about the future. When they get excited about you being able to sell this home for the most money possible in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle, they take action. They go, yes, you're the agent for me. You might not have ever sold a house before. It doesn't matter. You're so passionate and excited about getting their house sold. They buy into it. Before you know it, they sign that listing agreement and you got yourself a listing. I will see you soon.